On the traffic scam, the Rotary there in corner of Shepherd Road and Shepherd Road and Edgemont. I think it might be North Edgemont. I just did some searches on rotaries, and rotaries are generally for complex traffic patterns, like more than usually 3 ways, and more. I mean, I know of a bigger one that's got 5 or 6 roads, but there are no stop signs. They're yields because it's one way. You don't have to frickin' stop for the stupid rotary because you should be able to. Not, but in general, they're yields. But this particular thing is so tiny that it doesn't register as a rotary because it's an 8 or 10 foot circle with a stupid tree in the middle, and it's like, what the hell's that doing there? And it's time. But certainly the placement of that stop sign way the hell off, halfway into the oncoming traffic, is just a monstrosity. And it like you said, John, it's a safety thing. They're putting their revenue generation over the safety of the public, and that really is a conundrum that should be alleviated. And just taking advantage of people that aren't familiar with the area, like myself. I happened to veer off of my path just a few miles and ended up there because TomTom was taking me home via that direction, and voila, stop sign trap, rotary trap. You know, I wasn't speeding, which I think the limit was 25, but had I been, I'm sure he would have been quick to grab that, and would have been a good time to have my radar detector on as well. Yeah, it's a circular one-way road at a junction or thoroughfare, facilitating an uninterrupted flow of traffic. Well, hello, a stop sign would definitely be interrupted, won't you think?
No, I'm not even sure what to say about this whole situation, but it's nonsensical as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't make any sense to me that they would, I don't know, have it set up like that. I don't understand the purpose of it.
I don't either. I mean, if they're going to have a stop there, just stop. And what the hell is the rotary there for? I mean, it's an expensive neighborhood and everything. The Highlands, I think it's called. You know, most of the houses are a 2-story. Yeah, so it's an upper class neighborhood watch neighborhood, and that I'm sure that rotary is a part of the beautification of the neighborhood. Yeah, you know, it's nice to have a little round thing with a little tree. It's pretty to look at. It's better than just ugly asphalt, and the bricked area is nice as well. But when a police station a half mile away takes advantage of people unfamiliar with that particular tiny little rotary in adverse weather conditions at the proper time of the day where you don't need the headlights. And now here's some other people that don't have their headlights on either because, well, it's twilight and you really don't need your headlights on yet. That stop sign way off to the side, blocked by those damn 2 concrete light poles. You know, what else can you do except be extremely pissed off with that kind of garbage? I'm coming down here. I remember today's sunset is a little bit later than yesterday's, so it's not quite as dark. Of course, it's not overcast and everything like it was yesterday either. But it is 7:32. Here we go. This simulates, but again, look how far offset that. Look at how careful the locals are, because they know better. That thing should be illuminated. There should be a keep right yellow sign here at the intersection on that turnabout, just like there is from oncoming traffic from the 430, from the 419. And that daggone stop sign should be there by this pole here, not way off on the side. That's just ridiculous. That's really piss poor, and and Officer Friendly's taking advantage of it. They're sitting right over there. Sitting right over here. Gee, he knows better than to do it 2 nights in a row. So yeah, the rotary is really something that I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to now, because you know, this incident can happen to me. You know, I would otherwise wouldn't give two you know, darns about a rotary. Yeah, it's a stupid thing that is a pain to deal with, and it all goes in one direction, and it's just for complex traffic patterns. You have lots of roads intersecting in one point to redirect you to some other place. Maybe you
that would be the normal purpose of having something like that, is to do that sort of a thing. But in the case of this one that we're examining right now, it doesn't make any sense to have it that way.
No, it's like you said, it's very unsafe, especially the way they have it set up. They could make it a lot safer by having you stop where the road is still straight, as opposed to having it way off to the right.
No. My point I was trying to make is that it would be safer if they would, among those little various warning signs, as you approach that intersection, included among those warning signs would be one that says "Stop ahead."
Yeah, because most rotaries
it gives you a warning. Yeah,
right,
it gives you a warning that you're approaching a roundabout, but it doesn't tell you that first you have to stop before you go into that roundabout. It doesn't tell you that.
Right, because
it has two warning things. One that there is a roundabout, but it only tells you that by way of having a circular symbol, which is formed by having 4 arrows that are curved, but they're arranged in a circular manner, and each one of these 4 little arrows have the arrows pointed so that it creates, you know, the idea of a counterclockwise rotation. But it doesn't spell it out saying that there is a roundabout. You're supposed to just understand when you see that weird little symbol that you may have never seen before ever in your life. You're supposed to interpret that magically to mean that you're supposed to go around in this little structure that you're approaching in a counterclockwise manner. But it's confusing because you're thinking about that and wondering, what the hell is that sign that I just was looking at? How am I supposed to deal with that? What's it trying to tell me? But while you're being distracted thinking about that, you're not thinking about whether or not there's a stop sign there, and they should include that. But what I'm saying is from what I'm looking at, the evidence indicates to me that they purposely don't want you to realize that there's a stop sign there because they want to take your money.
Yeah, the only other
rotary... They want
you
on purpose to blow the intersection, which is setting up a life-threatening situation.
Rotaries are supposed to redirect traffic and maintain flow, which is a yield. Typically, a rotary is a yield. You yield to oncoming traffic, but if there isn't any, you just go right through the damn thing as if it was a straight roundabout. You don't stop. So that's another thing that throws people at this particular monstrosity, is that it's a stop. And rotaries are usually quite a bit bigger than 8 feet in diameter, 8 or 10 feet, whatever. I didn't get the measuring stick out. I'm taking a ballpark guess, judgment guess. It's probably 8 or 10 feet in diameter.
I'm looking on Google Earth, this area where I live, because I know there's a roundabout, but I'm having a problem finding it exactly. But I was going to answer your question about how these things are normally configured. But so my memory of it, it's not anything like what we're talking about here that you ran across. Wrote in on it. There is a 3-way roundabout.
Right.
Okay, yes. This is along 41, and there's a road that kind of comes up at an angle similar to the situation that your intersection is, where you're kind of coming around a turn, and then you run suddenly into this intersection, right? So the one that's coming up to the intersection around a curve where it's kind of a blind intersection. Okay, it's got a sign there that says yield, where on your intersection it has a stop sign.
Hey, you guys ever got a ticket down there at the Rotary? No? I got a ticket last night.
Really?
Yeah, it was like this darker.
Fishing?
Huh?
For fishing, maybe?
No, for just turning there. I missed the stop sign.
Oh, you mean going around the... Yeah, they hang out right here a lot waiting for people.
Yeah,
They do that.
it's real convenient because the police department's a half mile away.
Yeah, they look for people going too fast or people going around the Rotary the wrong way.
That stupid Rotary, I had my lights off. It was very dark. I'm not familiar with this area. I was looking at my TomTom. It's twilight. You know, you don't really need your headlights. And, you know, without headlights, it's not illuminating that stop sign off to the side.
Yeah.
And he was waiting right there. And it... that is...
They wait there a lot, too. I've seen there just about...
Every day.
Every night or every other night. Just people. A lot of people don't know, you know.
Yeah, if you're not local,
Yeah.
then you're in for it.
Huh.
$166 for a stop sign. Thanks.
All right, well, have a good evening.
You too.